program, you have to create a practice. When you first open Medisoft after installation, you are required to create a new data set. Let's go ahead and begin this process by launching Medisoft. In the Create Data window, check the option Create a New Set of Data. Here is where you will fill in the practice name and the practice data path. The data path is the location within the metadata folder in which the practice data is stored. For example, if the name of my practice is Doctor's Practice, I will type that in for the practice name. For the data path, I will put in Doctor's Data as the location where all of my files will be stored. Click Create to continue. You will receive a confirmation window asking if you want to continue creating the new practice. Click Yes to continue. On this window on the Practice tab, you will enter your basic practice information such as the name of the practice, address, telephone number. Here's a tip. When initially setting up your practice, consider entering the practice name only. You can then complete this tab and the other tabs on the window later in the setup process. It is not necessary to install the program for each new practice. To set up multiple practices, go to the File menu and select New Practice. Each time you set up an additional data set with totally unrelated patients and procedure files, you must create a different subdirectory. In the Create a New Set of Data window, you'll enter the additional practice name and change the data path. In this example, I will enter Doctor's Second Practice for my practice name. And Second Data for the name of the data path. This will now establish a completely separate database for the new practice. Click Create to finish setting up the second practice. And confirm to continue. Once you have set up additional practices, you can move easily from one to another by going to the File menu, selecting Open Practice, and choosing the practice you want from the list presented. Basic security in Medisoft is practice-based, with each practice having various users and groups. Multiple practices require security setup for each database. Make sure to set up security when nobody else is using the program. We can start this process by going to File and selecting Security Setup. In the Security Setup window, click New to add additional users to the practice. The login name is the user's code for logging into the program. This field is not case sensitive and can include up to 10 characters. The inactive box to the right blocks the user from access to the program when checked. The full name is the user's full name. This field can include up to 16 characters. The password is not case sensitive, and it can include up to 8 characters. In Medisoft Advanced and Network Professional, you can set the user's security level. If you are entering a supervisor or administrator, make sure you select 1. This is the highest level access you can have in Medisoft. Enter a date if you want the user to expire on a certain date in the expired date field. This is useful if you have temporary workers. The question tab is where you can enter a security question for when the user forgets his or her password. Click the down arrow to select the question supplied by the program. You can also type in your own question. Enter the answer to the security question and reconfirm it. Click on Save to finish setting up the new user. Then select Close. The user will need to relog back into the practice in order for Medisoft to pick up the new account. You can do this by selecting on the File menu and then open Practice. Highlight the practice where you set up the security account and click OK. Type in the login name and password. If you forget your password, click on the question mark icon. You will then be prompted to answer the security question that you had set up. You will now be asked to enter in a new password for the security account. Retype in the new password. Once the security administrator has been set up in the security setup window, he or she can create or revise the rights of each level of security. To do this, access the File menu option and select Permissions. Note, this option does not appear in the File menu until the security administrator or the one that was granted Level 1 access has been set up in the security setup window. Medisoft Security consists of 5 levels of program rights and/or access. Each window within the program is listed in the Windows section of the grid. A check mark under a level heading means anyone with that level of security has the ability to perform that task or have access to that portion of the program. Level 1 is for unlimited access and is designed to be used exclusively by the administrator to restrict access to the program. Think of it this way: the higher the level number, the less rights are assigned to it. Add or remove check marks for level access by clicking the appropriate checkbox for each process displayed with each listed window name. The Medisoft Security Permissions window can be accessed at any time and changes made. However, the program must be restarted before any changes become effective. You can return security levels to the program defaults by clicking Reset Defaults. Note that all security changes are returned to the default settings when you click this button. After the permissions have been changed, all users currently in the program have to exit and the program closed and opened again before the settings are applied.